All right. Well, happy Monday, everyone. It's here we are, just a couple days out from Thanksgiving, and we hope that you're having a wonderful week so far. We hope that it's leading into a great holiday weekend, and we appreciate you stopping by to spend a little time with us. We're going to let you know what we have in store for you right now on workerscompensation.com and remind you how you can get to a free trial of Simply Research and what you can find there. So let's just get this out of the way. We're working on some stuff for you for tomorrow. So let's see what's happening on workerscompensation.com. There we go. We go to the site. And this is interesting because Dr. Claire Musselman has for a while now been engaged in this series on AI. And it's been a great series, and it's inspired by Chris Snyder and Christopher Porter, better known as the innovation profs over at Drake University. And go ahead and click on them, see what they're all about. This is, by the way, the Innovation Profs is one that this newsletter, their blog, is one that I highly recommend. And here's an event that they have coming up, the Holiday i3. You know, that's coming up. This is when they posted it. That's coming up. And when is the date on that? Let's just take a peek. See here. Well, there you go. December 12th is the event. So, but good content, good reading. If you want to know more about AI, you want to feel like you know what's going on in AI, check these guys out. Now, if you want to feel like you know what's going on in AI in workers' compensation, check out Dr. Claire's recent series. And this is a good one because, I have this tendency to, once I get familiar with a tool or something, that I'm used to, I kind of get stuck with it. And, I don't want change, or I get stuck in my habits. While she's going through, there's a bunch of AI tools out there right now. There's a bunch of different options. And essentially what she's doing is opening our eyes to what they can do and how they can help. So it's, incumbent upon us, if we're going to be good learners, take this information, give it a try, and see if it applies to the work we do. And that's at least how I'm using this particular portion of her series. Now, there's a bunch of articles. When the whole series is finally done, we'll put them all together in one place. It'll be pretty extensive, but that way you'll have them together. But if you're, looking for everything that she's written on AI so far, this is what the topics have been for a little while now. So click on her name, like I just did there, her in the byline, and it'll bring up the articles that she has put together there. What else do we have going on in the workers' compensation world of news? We have this Kentucky case. See what the Kentucky Supreme Court said. Here's the question. This is the question that the court answered in that case, and I kind of rephrased it just a little bit, but there was a change in workers' compensation coverage. An employee worked in a couple different capacities for an employer, and it came down to which insurer was going to be on the hook for paying the benefits. And it really had to do with the timing of the last date of exposure. In this case, it was an asbestos case, so mesothelioma, and really what started out as being one insurer changed to another, and the date. So the last date of exposure was really the one that determined. So it was really between Chemi and Cova as to who was going to be on the hook for that. So, excuse me, if you're in the Bluegrass State, go ahead and check that out. You can see what the state of the law is on this. Another one, excuse me, boy, another one that came up, too much coffee, I guess, over the weekend. Interesting case out of New York. The fraud cases sometimes can seem like too easy of a joke, sometimes when you're looking at them, but and there's this um, stereotype that workers' compensation fraud is all around. It really isn't. But when it pops up and you see one that you just kind of makes you shake your head, you do have to take a look at it. And that's what happened here. And social media will give away your secrets. And it's funny what people will put on social media and not think twice about it. And in this case, it really didn't help this worker out. I'm kind of giving away, if you want to do the little quiz here that Chris has set up for us, I'm kind of giving away the answer already. But take a look at that, and you can see how an injured worker who set up an ice cream franchise. And, of course, on social media, we have a lot of trips, international trips, over to Pakistan. This is in New York, so he's headed down to Florida. Why not? But still, those activities added up to some, questions about the nature of his injuries, and combine that with this ice cream franchise, which, by the way, man, I love ice cream. People who do ice cream parlors, listen, they're great American heroes as far as I'm concerned. So, it's not the business that that anyone should be worried about here, but in this case, because it was inconsistent with his workers' compensation claims, the court said, we need to take a look at that. So, go ahead and check that out. All kinds of interesting stuff I see over here. It'll give you these, other stories that you might want to take a look at. I thought this was interesting from Liz Carey over the weekend. Secretary Duffy, the transportation secretary, and the transportation department, not just him, but they've put together this video. I guess I'm going to do some traveling next month. I haven't been in an airport for a while, so I'm going to see if I come across one of these videos of, some um, nostalgic images of people back in the 50s and 60s, wearing the nice clothes, getting on the plane. That's the old pictures you see people on the plane. They look like they're, going to something formal. And so Secretary Duffy and crew are trying to bring back some of that attitude toward travel, and in hopes of making it safer to fly, at least as far as what goes on the airplane. There's been a bunch of stories. Liz Carey has written a bunch of them for us about workplace violence that uh, flight attendants and others that are in the aviation industry have had to face. It really shot up during COVID, but still seems to be lingering around. Just bad behavior on planes. You see it on social media all the time. Someone acting the fool on an airplane. And so Secretary Duffy is hoping that if we dress up a little bit better, maybe that'll curb some of that. Maybe there's something to it. I wouldn't be against a dress code on an airplane necessarily. I tell you, there's a lot of times when you're sitting next to someone on the plane and they kick off their flip-flops and you're like, brother, what are you doing? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But what is here and there and everywhere across the United States, at least, is Simply Research. So you can go there. And why do I say that? It's because we cover all 53 U.S. jurisdictions. If you want a free week, 7 days on us to use Simply Research, head to this page, Workers' Compensation Solutions. Click the Simply Research link. Head down. You can read the spiel if you want, see what our pitch is, sign up for the free trial. Go in there, give us your information. We'll set you up with 7 days of free access to Simply Research to see if you like it. If you don't, well, that's fine too. We won't bother you. We're not going to spam you. We'll just leave it at that. But if you do like it, we can get you set up for as low as $99 per month. And what might you see? Well, let's just take a look and see what's new on Simply Research. And being that it's a Monday, we had a couple things go up over the weekend, and I know that because I did that. But we do have an entire compliance team that really works their butts off to keep things current across the U.S. So we're very thankful to them for all that they do to keep this product humming along. And the what's new is kind of my favorite feature because that lets me know what's going on across the country. So we've got a couple things today, a couple compliance summaries that were updated. And it's just really the max and min rates in California and Oklahoma. But those are things that you need to know. So it'll be there for you. And I'm just gonna go ahead. There's the Kentucky case we were talking about, and so forth and so on. But probably the way you're gonna do it is go to the state that you're in, take a peek, click on it. It'll tell you what's new. So, for example, if it's Virginia, we've got this. There's a rule, a regulation that recently was either there it is. It was updated. A couple of cases came out. Have a case summary and a compliance summary. And the compliance summaries are ones that we like to highlight because they make things easier for you. And there it is. It's just kind of a simple, straightforward, short, brief to the point, plain language sort of thing about an area of law. And then if you want the full text, you go there, you click on that link. It'll bring you the full, this is a statute. It'll bring you that. And then if you need even more, or you want to know how courts have interpreted this, you can go here and it'll show you any court cases that we have that have considered this statute. And there is one. And then you can click on that and get into the decision. This one goes back a few years, but you can see how the court interpreted the law. Some cases it's just like a kind of a random site somewhere, so you might not find all that much, but in some instances there's some pretty heavy duty analysis that you need to know about. But suffice it to say, whatever it is, we'll have it right here on Simply Research. So give it a shot. Hopefully, it's something that can help you out. If there's anything that we can do for you, anything that you'd like to see us cover on either Simply Research in terms of compliance materials or something that's kind of newsworthy out there for workerscompensation.com, do not hesitate to get in touch with us. We'd love to hear from you. If we don't have a chance to say so before, uh, between now and then, have a very happy Thanksgiving. We appreciate you so much. Thank you. Have a wonderful week, everyone.